This video is sponsored by Gate.io. If you set an account up using the link in the description, you'll get 25% back on all your spot and futures fees for life. Gate.io.
Hello everybody, welcome back. We're going to have a look at Atom, bit of Cosmos, that's right, because it does appear to me, excuse me, based on the daily, that it's broken out of a massive descending triangle formation, or at least just a consolidation of sorts. So it broke out a little while back and hit a major area of resistance, basically back up at the 1020 zone. So that was the first attempt at moving out, and then basically continued to consolidate after that, and moved itself not only as a support on the trend line, but then actually found its way back down into the trend line, and then resistance on the top of the trend line. Again, Bollinger Band as well on the daily, all counts for the same, more or less the same sort of thing. So a lot like a lot of other altcoins, Bitcoin as well. Bullish divergence has been forming on this later stage of the downtrend, and since the last tick down, and the third drive of which we've shot back up above the trend line. This trend line that has basically peaked all the way over here around 1540, and we've been stuck beneath this entire time until obviously this little period where we hung around it. We're also back above the Bollinger Band. So judging from what we see right now, we could consider it to be a potential breakout with divergence included, giving it that power to be honest with you, if it really wanted to move back up towards the $9, towards $10 as a top target initially. Now, quite bullish on crypto and alts at the moment. Just for a short period, to be honest with you. I'm thinking that we're going to see some decent green over the next couple of weeks, and then we'll see where we go from there. Because, well, you got to take it. you got to take it a day at a time. But this one has been consolidating for such a long period that it is due for some kind of move. It's on the SEC's hit list, which has never done anyone any favours in the short term, certainly not, but it makes me bullish on it long term because I don't know if you recognise it, but every time, all the things that the SEC have named have been real, good, decent projects, right? There was no, I don't know, Safe Moon there, or there was no Luna there was no... What else was there? There was no Pepe there. There was no. Do you know what I mean? There was none of those sort of things. It was only the good tokens with decent projects, decent utility that they were getting slammed right by the SEC. So I think it's just I'm not a conspiracy nut, but I think something strange is going on there. And we're waiting for this elusive Atom 2.0, where apparently it's going to be some decent tokenomics built into the system. And I'm bullish on Atom long term, and the staking is good for this also. I stake all of mine now on SwissBorg for decent returns, but I'm sure you can get decent returns on most platforms. The staking is very generous. Right, so long story short, what we'll be looking for now on the 4 hourly, because again it is Sunday. Sunday's usually a bit of a lame day. We can see our 200 exponential has been scraped, our 200 simple has been scraped, so it's basically just the first portion of a death cross retest on a 4 hourlies, but we've also got a pump signal that has generated around $7, more or less where we are right now, where the break of the cloud was. We're getting supported on the 10 exponential, which is fine. I'll be looking for a little dip lower before anyone wants to try and take a position in this. We are quite hot on the old MFI over here, sitting up at 93. It's cooling down a lot now, though. We've got a lot of cooling off now on all these momentum. So I'll be looking for a bit further down, maybe 690, maybe 682 thereabouts, and then getting picked up from there. Basically, if you want to keep it simple, getting picked up at anywhere above this trend line, and at the moment all 4 hourly moving averages are above the trend line with a pump signal as well, so it does add a little bit more weight to the idea that if we do come down, we bounce from it and continue up. If we look at the daily, we've got the 10 exponential and the 21 simple, so your Bollinger Band Center all sitting around that trend line too. So the trend line is currently around 680-ish area, and that's where a position ought to be thought about being taken, that would be the place to try it. And it won't take long to know if you're wrong. That's what we always say. And a bounce from here can take us up to, first of all, first small target, I suppose, 750. But really, we'll be looking to move into the 9s, really, or up to the 9s and see where we go from there. Let's have a look at the Bitcoin pair. So Atom Bitcoin pairs reclaimed again. It's Bollinger Band sitting around this 10 exponential, 20 simple moving average. We had a similar kind of consolidation which broke out and crept down, managing to hold the trend line as support. Not that that's anything, nothing special to see yourself go down still, even though it's just the good thing is at least the trend line proved itself to be useful in some way, despite not propping the price action up enough to bounce from. So again, we'll be looking for the first minuscule bounce on this one to take us up to around 2,783 sats, with a view to break that and move into around 3,500 sats. That's what we'll be looking for in this one. That's just based on the daily. You take it down a notch to the 4 hourlies, you can see exactly the same read. The 200 simple, 200 exponential, all getting tagged right now, being used as resistance, part of a short-term death cross retest, momentum cooling off just like the tether pair, and a nice healthy pump signal on the Ichimoku cloud. So yeah, it looks pretty sweet to me. I do like the way it looks, and I will be taking a long position on this one. And again, I'm not much of a futures trader for crypto. I don't really like it, to be honest with you. I much prefer using my leverage in traditional markets, but this is a very tempting setup for me. So if we pull back into these areas, arguably back into the trend line, that's 680 or 685 area, I'll pull the trigger on this one. We'll see how far we can take it. Right, good luck all Atom holders, and I hope you have a nice weekend. Take it easy.